Oh.
They're coming to get you, Barbara. Oh, look at that. Dead Island 2 finally released in a slightly different state than when we last saw it in 2016. You can't drive any cars. So, well. I quite like that. There's also no human enemies. That's even better because, quite frankly, in the old Dead Islands, they were a bit shite. All they did was sort of stand there like mannequins and shoot at you endlessly. They didn't really behave like humans that I've ever seen before. And they went down in a couple of shots. We're just a bit of a fucking waste. A fucking waste? I honestly think this is one of the Game of the Year contenders for me. I mean, there's been a couple already. Dead Space Remake being another one of them. Wonderful game. I need to play that again. I've got a new Game Plus sitting there waiting to be exploded and shot at again, limbs being ripped from cadavers that are walking. It's also Dead Island 2, by the way. When the gore in this game is something else. It's pretty extreme in some areas, but you're like, oh, fucking brilliant. Hitting people in the side of the head with a meat cleaver and watching the eyeball pop out the socket, and then hitting them again and seeing their jaw get severed from one half of the head and it's hanging down and it's going everywhere, or then you fucking smash their head in. I need to play this again. I wish it had a New Game Plus mode, and that's one of its downfalls. It does not have New Game Plus. Come on, Damn Buster Studio, get that fucking sorted now! And one of the best things they've done with this game is, let the head stomp manoeuvre. It's no longer an unlock. You just get it when a zombie is on the floor below a certain level of health. You stomp its fucking head in. It's great. Another good thing is they've taken the dropkick from Dying Light, and they've put it in Dead Island 2. That's wonderful. That's really wonderful, and you can buff it the way the upgrade system works. It's no longer a tree of things you choose from. You get cards and you just swap them in and out as you want. So the card for the dropkick is unlocked fairly early, then you'll get a buff, which when you do a dropkick causes a small explosion, and then everybody around about them will go fucking flying as well. Oh, it is wonderful. One of the drawbacks of the game though is it is a bit of a slow start, so bear with it, give it a few hours, 2 or 3, and the game really does start to pick up. The enemies become far less spongy, you'll be knocking them about like fucking golf balls on a golf course, or snooker balls on a fucking table of snook, whatever you want to phrase it, or however you want to frame that. It's wonderful. I think I prefer it slightly more than Dying Light 2 as a sequel, more than anything else. I just think it's such a good upgrade from the first game. To be honest, the game being as good as it is I think it's a minor miracle, because it's been delayed and it's changed hands about 3 or 4 times, and the people that finished the game are the people that done Homefront: The Revolution, which wasn't great when it first came out, but since they've updated it and tweaked it, it's actually a fairly enjoyable open world shooter, so I do suggest you check that out as well, because it's cheap as chips. And they've kept the world, how you progress. It's not an open world game. You'll get segmented areas that are pretty big and you'll explore them, so there are loading screens between sections, so I don't mind at all, and the game doesn't outstay its welcome. I think a lot of these open world games last hundreds of hours and you're like, why? All I'm doing is running around collecting shit and killing shit, which is fun. It's good if you just want to mess about, but it's not always the best way forward. I think this is a really good way. Like I say, I wish there was a New Game Plus. I wish the game did hang around a little bit longer, but not too much. 60 hours, 70 hours, I'm happy with that. The game's about 30 to 35. I'm actually still happy with that, because you're not going to be trailing through the mud as it is and getting bogged down with endless fetch quests. So I think this game is absolutely wonderful if you couldn't tell. I highly recommend you go and buy it right now, and I mean right now, motherfucker. It's already, I think the first 3 days it sold 1 million copies, so I don't see there being a problem with a sequel. It's getting DLC. The collector's edition didn't cost the fucking earth, it was 85 quid. You didn't get loads with it, it was quite small, but I prefer that. I don't need a collector's edition to be 200, 300, 350 quid of just pure tat. Doesn't come with a statue though, which is fine. Comes with a nice wee collector's box. You get a map, you get a few pins, you get the expansion pass for the DLC, the future DLC. You get a nice steelbook, and it is a very lovely steelbook. Falls into the trap of a lot of these steelbooks though, where there are no game markings on the spine, so it's just a colour. But the first Dead Island, the definitive edition of the first 2 games, was like that, so it kind of sits nicely together. It's just a lovely game, and it is so gory. It's so fucking gory. You chop people up to bits, and there's massive gashes, and the entrails are hanging out, and oh yes, it's a great zombie game. Plus the zombies, I think since Resident Evil Remake, Resident Evil 2 Remake came out, that the zombie game for other people has incredibly improved, and these remind me of those zombies. They move well, they sound scary, they can jump scare you quite easily because they can be quiet, they can also be loud. All the special types of zombies are in here as well from the first game, like the Thug's like a big bodybuilder. You get the big fat ones that are the exploders that throw poison at you, and there's ones that throw fire as well. You get a nice variety of zombie, like police, waitresses, baristas, fucking normal people, fat asses, women in fucking swimsuits, fat women in swimsuits. So, all shape, sizes and colours, wonderful. Yes, I do like it. The story is fine. It's really fine. It's nothing to write home about, but I'm not getting bogged down with, oh, the story's bad, so the game's bad. That's an attitude going about the day that really pisses me off, actually. Yes, it's like Gears of War 5, it's a shit game. No, it's actually a fucking good game. The story isn't good, but that doesn't make the whole package bad. Just means the story needs work, or, ignore it and kill things. Have a laugh. Let your hair down. Have a fucking laugh. Have a fart. Right, I'm off.
Hey, wait! I need you! You have to get here! Hello? Hello? You okay? You have to get here! Can you hear me?
All right, first stance. Go.